Hey, Lucy. Hey. Hey, friend. You want to come knit with me? Yes? Okay, let's go. Hi, welcome to the Knitting with Lucy podcast. I'm your host, Laurel, and thank you for joining me today. It's been quite a while. I was really busy with work, and then I got really sick, but here I am, finally back. You can find me both on Instagram and Ravelry as LaurelRose99, and I have a Ravelry group for the podcast as well, which is just Knitting with Lucy podcast. I'm just gonna jump straight into my FOs because I have 3 since it's been so long. The first is what was going to be my sister's Christmas present, but took too long. It's still going to her, but it just has not been delivered yet. And this is a modified What the Fade by Andrea Mowry. And I used the Ursa Major gradient pack on the 2-ply base from Miss Babs. I had to do some modifications just because of the way I could get yardage, and but it ended up the same size. I thought it was going to be smaller, but it ended up the same size. The brioche section is a lot smaller and the garter section is a lot bigger. I also used the color Gomez. It's only on this back portion of this brioche just to make sure I had enough yarn, and it hasn't been washed yet or blocked yet, and the ends still need to be woven in. But once that happens, it will be off to my sister, and I'm excited to be able to give it to her. It was definitely a labor of love, and I'm very, very glad that I finished it because I just wanted to be done with it. My next finished object, again, still needs to be blocked and needs the ends woven in, but that's whatever. And it's the Surprise Party Shawl by Helen Stewart. I use the Shut the Front Door kit from Heloko. I really loved knitting this. The way that Helen Stewart lays out her patterns is absolutely amazing. It's done row by row, and then it tells you, like, at the end of the row, every 5%, it tells you that you finished that 5% of the pattern, so you know percentage-wise how far you are, and I really like that too. And then the line changes colors when you're using a different contrast color, and I really like that as well. I actually have the yarn to make a second one of these, which I'll show you later, because I just loved knitting this so much, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I absolutely just love these colors. And I love the twisted rib. I just love it all. The chevrons. Let's see, I think this is the colorway Pumpkin, Peacock, Cream, Goldenrod, I want to say, and then Mint. And then the main color is the Shut the Front Door. And I just absolutely am in love with this. I can't wait to block it and take the finished object photos for it. I think it's a bit bigger than I expected it to be, honestly. Just because the other semicircle shawl I've knit is a lot smaller, but I love the size. I love a big shawl, so I'm not complaining. And then I was inspired by Boho Knits, and she took her leftovers from that and knit a sockhead hat and then put stripes on it, and I did mine a little bit differently than she did hers, but I was inspired by that when I did this, and as you can see, just in order that they are in the shawl, from here upwards, I did 5 stripes of the contrast, or 5 rows of the contrast color, and then 2 rounds of the main color, and then 5, 2, 5, 2, until I got to the I finished, and then I just did the contrast color all the way to the end, or the main color all the way to the end. I did go down a needle size for the ribbing, and it still needs the ends woven in too. Not as much of a big deal though, because it's a hat, so it's all on the inside. I've worn this a few times. I really like it. I'm definitely going to be knitting more sockhead hats. It's just the basic sockhead slouch hat, and I'm in love with it. And those are my finished objects. I only have one whip right now, which is crazy. I mean, I have lots of things on the needles, but I'm not actively working on anything other than this. This is my Tracy shawl by Joji Locatelli, and it's in a bag from that Crafty Little Fox, and I love this. I love her bags. I also have a Nutcracker one, but I really love this one, and the mermaids, and the little seahorse. I just think it's adorable. I don't know quite how there is a moon underwater, but I guess that just is what it is. So I'm knitting the Tracy by Joji Locatelli, and I am absolutely in love with this pattern, and I'm going to knit more. I kind of want to knit one in just a solid color, because I do love this, but I would love it a lot in a solid color too, I think. Here's what it looks like so far. It has an asymmetrical like eyelet wedge, so this edge is really thick, and then on this side it's a lot thinner. And I'm almost finished with that wedge, which will put me back into some stripes. I started this not very long ago. I absolutely love it. I'm using yarn by Lolo Did It in the colorway Georgia on My Mind, and then the colorway Princess Peach, which is like my new favorite color, and I want to knit everything out of it ever. I'm probably gonna get some to make a hat at least, and probably a whole bunch of other things. I really just love how this is turning out. I can't stop knitting on it because I just love it. I love looking at the stripes, and some of the colors in the speckled are the same, so I think it's really fun when you get splotches where it looks like where you have like 3 rows of or 3 garter bumps of basically the same color. I think that's really fun. But then there's also, you know, you get these crazy, that's not showing how bright it is. It's this crazy bright green. I just think it's really fun, and I'm really enjoying knitting on it. I love all the colors, the blue and the purple. I just think it's beautiful, and I'm really excited to have this finished, hopefully soon. I've been fairly monogamous lately, finishing one thing and then going on to the next, so this should be finished pretty soon, which is good because I have 2 things that I really want to cast on. Actually, I have a lot of things I really want to cast on, let's be honest with ourselves. But I have 2 things that are like my next up things. The first one is in this bag from Ginger Snap, and it has the cutest little donut zipper pull, and it's her Luke's like diner print that she has, and I think this is her medium size, but I'm honestly not entirely sure. I don't remember. My next thing that I want to knit, and that I did make a baby swatch for, is the Zweig sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and I have the teeniest tiniest baby swatch because I normally like get gauged, so I wanted to see if I was right on, and I'm not, but I kind of was like in the very middle of what 2 sizes I'm gonna knit, so I based off of my gauge, I did decide like what size I'm gonna knit, which I'm gonna knit the 36-inch, I think it is. And I'm using Madeline Tosh sock. This is the colorway Fallen Cloud. It's just a nice tonal gray. Has some blue in it, and a little bit of pink almost, but I really like it. And then for that lacy, cabley spot, the yoke, I'm using Stormborn, also by Madeline Tosh, which just has like blue and black speckles in it, and is like a white base, and I really absolutely love this color. And I think it's discontinued, which is really sad, but I want to knit pretty much everything in this color because I love it. And then the other pattern I want to knit is, I think, a lot simpler than that one should be. Hopefully it's a lot simpler. And this is also in a bag by Ginger Snap, the same size. It's her Stars Hollow print, and then it has the cutest little dragonfly progress keeper as the zipper pull. And I'm going to knit the Fingering Brioche Bandana Cowl by Lavanya Patricella, maybe, possibly is how you say that. And I'm going to use the Lolo Did It Sparkle, the colorway Sky, which I think was a one-of-a-kind. It's this mint green, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was a one-of-a-kind, so I had to get it because I just think it's beautiful. Oh, and you can kind of see that sparkle. I love sparkle. Sparkle makes it better. And then it's a 2-color brioche thing. So the second color is by Lene Yarns in her Peach Cobbler colorway, which is really similar in tone to the Princess Peach colorway, but it also has some golden speckles and some pinkier speckles and some orange speckles in there. And I just love it. And those are like my next 2 things that I want to knit, but I'm thinking about, well, I'm actually pretty sure I'm going to participate in Woolbury Fiber Company's Make 9 cowl. And so the things that I want to knit for that are, I've had the yarn for my Starting Point by Joji Locatelli, so I want to knit that, and I'm going to be using yarn by Miss Babs, and it's a blue tone kit. And then I'm going to knit a scrappy blanket because I have so many different scraps that I think would be nice to use up. And then my Zweig, and then as well as the Zweig by Caitlin Hunter, I want to knit the Sunset Highway by Caitlin Hunter with some Lolo Did It yarn, which I haven't bought yet, but I know exactly what I want. And I have another sweater on the list too, which is quite ambitious because I've never finished a sweater, and the sweater I did start knitting I'm going to rip out. But I have faith in myself because the only reason I didn't finish knitting that is because I don't like the way the yarn feels, and I know I'm never going to wear it. And then I also want to knit the Skiff Hat by Jarrett Flood with more Miss Babs because I'm obsessed with Miss Babs. I want to get their Sycamore colorway in their worsted base to knit that. And then my Tracy, she is Counting Whips, and the knit along starts March 10th, so I'm hoping I won't have finished my Tracy by then so that I can count it. And then I'm going to make my Find Your Fade, which I also have a kit from Miss Babs, and it's like pinks and greens and blues. And I'm really excited for that because I've had the yarn for that for a while too. I want to make the Chuck by Andy Satterland, also with Lolo Did It yarn. I have to say, this is the thing that I'm knitting right now is the first thing that I've used her yarn for, but I have a whole bunch of her yarn, and I love her colors, and I absolutely love the experience I'm having so far with her yarn, so I'm super excited. And then I want to make my Free Your Fade by Andrea Mowry, also with Dragonhorn yarn. And, of course, her yarn is beautiful as well, and I have a blue speckled because blue is like my color. Though I also have knit a lot of pink, I feel like. My two, like, biggest things I've knit are pink, so I say blue is my color, but maybe pink really is. And then finally, I have some stash enhancement, and I have quite a bit because it's been quite a while. Let's start with I only have one from this company, so I guess we'll start there and then move forward from there. I have the tightly knit Q Loco set. I can't remember which one this is, and it does not say, but it's the one that's blue. Blue and black, and I got it on the Glitz sock. It's not quite as blue as I thought it would be, but I still think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm not sure entirely that I am going to make a girl from the grocery store with this, because I do have yarn that I know I want to be a girl from the grocery store, but I had a gift card, and I think this colorway set is beautiful, so I'm definitely going to make something with it. I'm just not sure what. It's going to be a shawl of some sort, but I have yet to decide which shawl. And then I have some Lolo Did It. Like I said, I'm absolutely in love with Lolo Did It. These two I got for Christmas along with my Georgia on My Mind and Princess Peach. I got both of those for Christmas, and I got these two for Christmas as well. I have Hippo for Christmas and Shamrock, which I want to make a bendy arrow shawl with. And then I have the yarn for another surprise party, which I'm going to use Hippo for Valentine's Day, and then the Valentine's Day mini set. I'm just not going to, because it's only 5 minis that it needs, I'm going to not use the gray, the Naked Hippo. And then, let's see, I have some yarn from a Homespun House. I have from the Harry Potter Club from last year, Oh No, She's Made You a Weasley Jumper, and then the 20 gram mini, because if you know Molly from a Homespun House, she always names her her minis. It's Molly Weasley's Homemade Fudge, and I absolutely love this. I haven't knit socks in a while, but these will definitely be socks. I really love these colors. And then I also have on her tweed base Puddle Jumper, which I've been looking at for a long time. And then It's Okay to Be Alone on Plump BFL, which is this is the first BFL I've ever had. And I really like it. It's really soft. I just got it because I thought it'd be fun to try. I want to knit an all blue Marled Magic shawl by Stephen West at some point. So I got these two on different bases just to experiment with the different bases in that shawl, because that's kind of part of the point of that shawl. And then I have a whole bunch of yarn from the Cozy Knitter because I was in her club at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, so let's see. This was November's colorway. See how long it's been. I still haven't shown you November's colorway. This is Kiss the Girl, which is so Little Mermaid. Oh my god, I love it so much. And then I have Viva Italia, which was December's colorway, which is Christmas-me, but not, honestly, and I really like that. And also I'm Italian, so of course. I love it. And then January's colorway was Back to Business, which is just blues and browns, and I think that's really nice. Not necessarily my colors, but everything. I really honestly like everything that Christina does, and it'll be nice. And then this is absolutely beautiful. This is February's color, and it's called Sweetheart. And of course it's pinks because it's Valentine's Day, and Christina does do pink for Valentine's Day, I think almost always, for the Yarn of the Month Club. And then I just have two others that I purchased, which I believe were both from the Yarn of the Month Club last year. I have Heartbreaker, which was her Valentine's Day color last year, I know that. Her club Valentine's Day color last year. And then I have Neapolitan, which I think was like July or August, somewhere in there. and that's literally just the colors of Neapolitan ice cream. I have some yarn from Dragon Horde Yarns. I have from her club, I think these were the ones from her club. I Smell Snow, which I believe is a Gilmore Girls reference. And then Celebrate 2017, which the idea of the club was that you were celebrating like the last 3 holidays of the year, so this was obviously for New Year's. And then just 3 others that I bought. I bought 2 blue skeins because I'm always buy blue. This is Christmas Whimsy. It's blue and then it has red in it. And then this one is a sock set on her glitter base because, again, sparkle makes everything better. And this is called Trimming the Tree. And it has a mini because it's a sock set. And I love that gold color. And then this is a different sock base, but I'm not sure like what the difference is. Oh, this one has cashmere in it. Dang, I didn't even know that I did that. I didn't remember doing that, but I guess I did. And this is Frosted Leaves. And then the last ones I have are from Less Traveled Yarn. Again, 2 more blues. Figgy Pudding, which I guess must have been a holiday colorway. And then the Diplomat. And then I have Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins, which was inspired by Elf, I believe, which is cotton candy colors, basically is what this is. It's blue and pink and purple. And I really like that. Of course I really like it. Why would I have bought it if I didn't like it? And then Blasphemous, I can talk, Owl. And this is blues and greens, mostly greens, and I think this is beautiful. This is a singles, which I've never knit with a singles before, I don't think. I have some singles, but I've never knit with singles. So I'll be excited to work with that. I think that's everything for this week. Hopefully I'll be back a lot sooner. Well, I'll definitely be back a lot sooner than it has been because it's been a long time and I definitely want to be recording more often, especially right now I don't have a job, so I should be recording. Though I did apply for a job, so fingers crossed that I get hired because it would be super lovely to be making money to buy more yarn. Also just to save because I definitely need to do that, but that's a whole other thing. Thank you for joining me this week. I have a Tracy to go work on and some editing to do, so I'll see you next time. Bye!